to share and talk about a few things, especially when it comes to thinking, especially how does thinking affect what we do and how we behave and how we live, and especially when it comes to wealth and poverty. Thinking is very, very crucial. And I just want you to join with me today as we look at this important subject. I've dubbed the difference between wealth and poverty. The difference is the same. I know it sounds difficult to comprehend, but that's the truth. Life is all about your thinking and also how that you perceive things. And today, I just want us to look at this important subject. And please drop me a text in the chat if you are able to hear me clearly. And then we can always move forward. Uh, Life is so interesting, and there are times that we look at things differently, but we can't avoid the thinking aspect in all that we do. Thinking shapes our beliefs, and those beliefs will end up shaping who we become, and who we become will also determine the things that we do, and those things that we do will result in shaping our destiny. So, thinking is a very important aspect of human beings. And believe you me, there are times that we don't pay attention to thinking because we are used to just the it was just a random thought. But thinking is very, very important. And today, I just want us to just maybe share these few thoughts. Why is it so important uh, to think? And also, as we think, what type of thoughts are we entertaining? And these thoughts that we entertain will determine whether you're going to create wealth or you're going to live in perpetual poverty. So, today, I just want us to explore this important subject of the difference between wealth and poverty. And that difference is the same. And when you look at people that are poor, when you look at people that are rich, thinking comes in. So, what is your thinking? What are you thinking? How are you looking at life? And it's very, very important to realize that your thought pattern will create a future that you are desiring. There is nothing that happens by accident. If you're going to make it in life, you have to pay attention to your thought patterns. What are you thinking? What are your thoughts? What are you thinking about? The poor people have a pattern of thought. The rich people, they have a pattern of thought, the way they think. And the way they think makes the big difference in their lives. So when you look at the Holy Bible, the scripture tells us in Proverbs 23 and verse 7 to say, as a person thinks, so they are. You are a total sum of the things that you think about. Your thoughts will lead you to act in a certain way. And because your thoughts is determining your action will influence your character, and your character will form your destiny. So I want you to join with me today that as we look at the thinking aspect, thinking is very, very important. God gave us the brains to use them. It's not just a memory machine to memorize stuff. It's a creative, powerful uh, machine or organ of the body, and we need to use it. And we are living at a time that those that think, those that using their brains are going to make it real big. Look at artificial intelligence. It's the brain of the mind. It's the brain of a human being that is saying, you know what, we can do and create things that can help us work, that can help us do things better. So we are in a thinking generation, the AI generation, whereby the more you think and you create things, it's going to help solve problems of this world. It's going to help you earn a good living. Thinking, 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 thinking. We can't overemphasize thinking. Thinking is very, very important. And the things that you desire to have in life, you have to see them, you have to perceive them, you have to think about those things. Somebody said that everything that we see in life, they have been created twice. Firstly, in our minds, in human beings' minds. Even God, when He was creating everything, He spoke what was in His mind, what was in His heart. So, what is in your heart? What are you thinking? Your thinking is very, very crucial. You won't go far in life beyond your thinking. It is what your thought pattern, your thinking, the more you develop your thinking, the more you enlarge your thinking. Did you know that your mind has got elasticity? It can expand, and you can expand your mind. And that's what I want to talk about today. What is the difference of people that make it in life, or the wealth people and the poor people? The difference is the same: thinking. How do people think? If you start your day with good thoughts, you have set up your life for victory. If your mind is tuned in a negative mode, the moment you wake up, just know that your day has been spoiled. You can't manage a day with wrong thoughts. So start a day with good thoughts. So when you start a day with good thoughts, you are going to make things better. You are going to live a better life. You're going to feel better. Why? Because your thoughts, your mind is clear. So you need to declutter your mind and begin to think clearly. What's the difference now? What are some of the differences of how people think? Those who make it in life and those that fail in life. Thinking is the crucial aspect. The best way to think is generational thinking. Wealth people or good people, rich people, they think generationally. They think for generations to come. But poor people, they think just about themselves and in the now. That's a big difference. People that want to see life progress, they think future. The poor people or poverty mentality just thinks over the now. Good people, wealth people, rich people, they think like architectures. They have a blueprint in their mind. They have something they are working towards. Poor people, they just think to say, you know what, whatever happens, happens. You can't live life like that. So the difference is you think in an architectural way whereby you are thinking of what is it that I want to build. Poor people think of, oh, just a day, whatever I'll do, I will do. But I'm here to encourage you today that think like an architecture, have the drawing in mind. What is it that I want to do? What is it that I want to achieve? Architectures will have the drawings of the building they envision, and they'll put it out there to say, this is how the building gonna look. Great thinkers, great people think of the things that they want to see. What is your thinking like? Are you thinking of how life can be? I want to encourage you that you need to begin to think very, very well. Jesus gave us the minds, God gave us our minds so we can use them and think clearly. Somebody said that your mind is the greatest application that you can use. But a lot of us in this generation, we don't want to use our brains. We just want to go by what everybody's doing. Be like an architecture. Think of what you want to build. What is it that you want to build in your life? Thank you so much for those that are watching online. I appreciate you. And let's deal with this subject together. Thinking is very important. Think generationally. Think of many generations to come. Write a book whereby even when you are gone, the next generation and the third, fourth, fifth generation, they'll read your book. You are thinking not just of the now. Poor people just think of now. Great thinkers and wealth creators, they think generationally, they think about the future. Wealth people, they think like architectures. They draw a map, they draw a infrastructure in their mind before it comes to be. What others way of thinking? Think about strong foundation. Thinking is like a foundation. If your thinking is good, you are setting a great foundation. If your thinking is wrong, your foundation is wrong. Whatever you're going to do, whatever you're going to build on, it's not gonna last. Why? Because your building is wrong. So you need to think of a stronger foundation. What am I trying to do in life? Your thinking is a foundation. The good your thoughts are, the better things you're going to build. Poor people, they think like fireworks. They just want instant things here and now. I want it now. But if you're going to make it in life, begin to think like you are setting a strong foundation. I attended a marriage or couples a seminar, and one of my colleagues, Dr. Momba, and the wife, they shared about the high scrapers buildings that we see, for example, in Dubai, in New York, in the US, and other parts of the world. Before you admire those skyscrapers, those tower blocks, those immaculate, powerful buildings, tall buildings in the world. You can admire the structure and how tall it is. But the number one thing that we don't see is the foundation it's sitting on. Your life sits on your mind. What are you thinking? Your thinking should be a strong foundation. Think about good things, then you're going to build great things. So I just want to encourage somebody to say, your thinking is like a foundation. So the more you think of great things, good things, you are establishing a good foundation. Poor people think of fireworks or whatever happens, they want it so fast, so quick. But again, when we go to the Bible in Matthew chapter number 7, verse 24, Jesus gave an illustration to say, a wise person built on the rock, a poor person who did not care, a bad builder went and built the house on sand. Where are you building your life? Your mind is a great foundation. Make it strong. Read good books. Listen to great podcasts and stuff, and reach out to people, mentors, and learn from all these areas. and build your mind. Your mind needs a good food. Your mind needs a good materials because it's a foundation. And the stronger the foundation, the stronger the building. So we want to see your life excel. We want to see your life progress. You don't need a lot of money, but you need good thinking to start with. Because when you begin to think well, then you can make money, you can get capital and all these great things. So you need good thinking because your thinking is good capital. Your thinking is good foundation that you need in all that you do. What else do we think of? Great leaders, people that are wealth creators or wealth people, rich people, they use their thinking by looking at delayed gratification. They don't rush into grabbing stuff. They delay to say, do I need this thing? They think about how they are going to spend their money. Poor people, they think of, can I get it now? I want it now. I want quick money. Delayed gratification. What is delayed gratification? Delayed gratification is where you say, okay, I need to make 1 million. But for me to make $1 million, pounds, rands, CDs, naira, I would need to delay uh, overspending on unnecessary things. I'm going to discipline myself. So you delay by disciplining yourself and then building the wealth you want, building a good life you want. Yes, you can go and have meals and play with friends, but if there is an exam coming up, you have to delay going with friends out for a meal. Delayed gratification is what distinguishes between wealth people and poor people. So the difference is the same. You want the same thing, but one wants to rush in and grab all they need. The other person says, you know what, I'm going to delay eating out and invest what I have. The poor person will say, no, I have the money, I'll spend it now. Delayed gratification separates the two. I can give you an example in the Bible. I like quoting the Bible for those that are Christians or understand this better. Esau and Jacob, they were two brothers. Esau was a quick man. He says, oh, I want to eat. And he tells his young brother, you can find that story in Genesis 25 in the Bible. So Esau says, I don't bother being an elder brother. You can get my birthright. All I want is food. Give me some soup now. Give me some stew and take my birthright. I don't care. So what did he do? He, he sold his birthright. He had no patience, no delayed gratification. If he had waited to prepare some food for himself or ask the brother, instead of saying, oh, I want it now I give it. We are living in a generation where it's a consumer driven generation where people want things now and then, and they don't want to delay. I want it now. But I'm here to encourage you. What differentiates the wealth people and the poor people is delayed gratification. Can you delay for a day? Can you delay for 2, 3 months without spending the money that you have? Can you wait until the harvest is ready? Instead of eating the seeds, plant them. Yes, you'll be delayed, but the harvest and what you're going to get gonna be great. Go to school. Yes, it's gonna take 4, 5, 6 years, but you can still wait because your pay gonna be good. You've waited. Delayed gratification. Discipline yourself. Somebody said the pain of discipline is very rewarding. It's bearable, but the pain of regret has excruciating pain. you live with it for the rest of your life. Why can't you delay your spending? Why can't you delay the trip to go on a holiday and invest the same little money that you have so you can gain a bit more? How does the rich people think? What other ways? Rich people and wealth creators, they think to say every day is a chance to progress and to learn. Poor people look at a day to say it's just a day like any other. But rich people, they see a chance to plant good seeds. Every day that comes, you can plant good seeds. What good seeds are you planting? What good seeds are you planting every day? What seeds are you planting in your thoughts, using your thought life? Think about planting good seeds every day. Greet somebody, talk to someone, smile at somebody. You are planting good seeds every day. Great people that make a difference in life. They take a day to say, there's something I can learn. Not only am I learning in this day, but there is a seed I can plant. What seeds are you planting each day? Is there some seeds that you can plant every day? Content creators, wealth creators, they see every day that come as a day to plant good seeds. I want to encourage somebody today that you're thinking, if you are thinking to say, there's something I can plant today, you are going to make a difference in people's lives. But if you don't see anything that you can achieve in a day, you're going to waste that day. So, rich people, wealth creator, good people, achievers, they look at a day as a day that they can plant some good seeds. Poor people, ordinary, average people, they look at a day and say, I can squander my day. I can sleep all day. I can rest. Yes, resting is good. But what good seeds are you planting in that day? So I'm here to encourage you today that as you go about in life, take every day as a day to plant good seeds. Be nice to somebody. Talk to someone, smile at somebody, help somebody, show somebody the way. What else do rich creators of wealth, how do they think? Your thinking is very important. Your thinking is very crucial because your thinking matters because it will help you to focus. Your thinking will help you to visualize great things. So rich people, wealth people, what they do is that they plan long term. Poor people are short sighted. They just want things that they can have now and not for the future. I've spoken to a number of young people. I was in one country doing some charity work, and every evening we went to eat at this lovely restaurant. And every time we went to eat, we were saved by these lovely, lovely young people. And they were serving us every day. They were helping us out. And then on the final day, I sat down with three, four of them because they were very nice people. And I just wanted to appreciate them and give them some tips, and I just said, "Come on, guys, let's sit on this table we sat." And I asked them simple questions to say, "You guys, since we came into this city and we've been coming here every evening to eat and give you good business, who owns this place? You cook lovely food." And these young people were telling me to say, the boss or the manager comes in the evening to collect the money that we have made per day for the business. I said, oh, okay. So you are doing the work. Are you satisfied with your salaries? The answer was obvious. They said, no, we get peanuts at this place of work. And I was telling them to say, do you know that if you saved and you plan your lives, you can actually build a business yourselves because you know the menus. Do you know where to get all the meat that we are enjoying at this eating place? They said, yes, we are the ones who go to buy. We know the places where to get this. So I was interacting with these young people, and they told me how that they know ins and outs of the business. And I asked them, do you have a plan to open your own business? Because one day your manager will wake up, or if the company goes burst or the business folds up, your lives are going to be in a mess. They said, no, we have never thought about starting our own business. I asked them the second question: do you have bank accounts? You work and you get paid every month. And they said, oh no, we don't have bank accounts. I said, so where do you take your money and how do you get paid? Say, oh, we get paid cash. Again, that's a problem. Good thinking, or people that create wealth, the difference between wealth creators and poor people, average people, is that they think short term. Content creators, wealth creators, they think long term. What is your thinking pattern? Are you short term or long term? Think long term. Poor people think of poverty and to say, oh, I can't make it, so I'm not going to plan. Or last time I planned, it didn't work. It doesn't matter whether what you planned last time worked. Think long term. Because when you think long term, you are going to achieve it. How do rich people differ from poor people? Wealth creators, they think investment. They invest in education, in reading good books. Yes, you heard me. Uh, Wealth creators, they invest. Poor people, they consume. Are you a consumer or are you a producer? Are you watching just the movies, or you are a content creator whereby you can shoot a film and one day also be watched by others? Or are you just consuming content? Rich people invest, poor people consume. They don't want to invest. They want immediate gratification. They want to be satisfied now. So the difference between the rich and the poor is the same. The rich people, wealth people, good people, those who impact their generation, they invest. It might be time. Invest in others, invest in your family, invest in your life. One good example to invest in is education. And did you know that education does not end when you graduate from school or university, college, or any institution? Learning begins when you graduate, when you finish school, when you finish college. That's when real learning begins. So, good people, rich people, what they do is to invest. And one of the areas to invest in is education. That's why we bring this podcast so we can share these ideas with one another with you. And thank you so much for watching and following. Yeah, begin to invest. Read a book per week, per month, good books. Invest in your education. One thing that I have realized is that education has become so simple. You don't have to spend a lot of money to learn. You can use your gadgets, your phone, your tablets, internet. You can go to the internet cafe, pay for an hour, and just access a course. I'm doing artificial intelligence courses, and I find 30, 45 minutes, short lessons for about 30 minutes. You learn something. If you want to learn anything that you desire, invest in learning. You don't need to spend a lot. Just invest your time online. Instead of watching a movie for 2 hours, that's 2 hours you can invest in learning about the things that you are passionate about. For example, artificial intelligence. How can I create this and this and this? I was talking to a friend in another country. Uh, she's a journalist, and she reports and she writes stories. I said, instead of just working for one institution, why can't you maybe talk to 4 or 5 business people and then, or members of parliament, and tell them to say, you can write good speeches for them? Why can't you get a small camera and go to events and shoot videos and pictures and sell them? Thinking is very important. Come out of that box. That's what I'm trying to say. Rich people invest in education. They are learners. Great leaders are learners. Are you learning? Learn every day. Invest in something that will move you forward. Somebody says, in order to increase your earning, increase your learning. Once you increase your learning, you can increase your earning. The world will not pay you for not doing what is needed. You need to learn new skills. The processes that brought us this far can't take us into the future. So we must keep learning. I remember years back, maybe over 25 years, 30 years ago, I was attending a conference in Zambia, Lusaka, and one of the preachers was Mensa Otabil from Ghana. That is about 25, 30 years ago, before I relocated to the United Kingdom. And when I attended this conference organized by Dr. Nevas Mumba, Zambia shall be saved. Then Mensa Otabil preached a message and said, in his message, in his sharing, he said, some of you, you are stuck in your jobs and you are not learning new skills. 10, 15 years from now, they will develop machines that will take over your jobs. You were talking of 25, 30 years ago. I didn't believe him. I thought, oh no, maybe uh, he is not uh, serious with what he's saying. But look back 10, 20 years, things that people were using to do work, like typewriter, making phone calls on a booth and all that stuff has been replaced by apps. Somebody created an app. Instead of you going to a phone booth to make a phone call, you can make a phone call using an app on your phone. You can sell business instead of printing 100 posters to put on the roadside. Somebody can create a flyer and you can distribute it on different platforms from the comfort of your room. What am I saying? Learning has become so easy. What are you learning on a daily basis? The difference between poor people and rich people is investment. One doesn't want to invest, one wants to invest. So the difference is the same. You refuse to invest, rich people invest and they make good life. So read good books, get information that can transform you. We want information for transformation. Learn new skills, and then you are good to go. What else? What's the difference? What are the differences? Rich people improve themselves. Poor people complain on their conditions. Are you a complainer or are you improving yourself? If you can take just a quick exercise, how have you improved yourself maybe in the last 5 years? Have you learned some new skills? Rich people, good people, uh, trendsetters, what they do is they improve themselves. Poor people, they are satisfied with who they are and what they have. But I want to encourage somebody that in life, you need to improve your life, improve your skills. Rich people, they create brands. Poor people wear brands. They wear brands. Oh, I want a Nike. Somebody's busy creating footwear, clothes, put a label there. Poor people who rush to buy the labels. Good people, rich people, wealth people, they are creating brands while poor people are fighting and running to wear brands. I'm here to encourage you. What is it that you want to do in life? Improve yourself. Rich people, wealth creators solve problems. Poor people run away from problems and say, oh no, it's none of my business. But I want to encourage you in 21st century today, if you're going to make a difference, begin to solve problems. If anything, the best way to make money and wealth is solving problems. Look at China, for example, one of the fastest uh, economies, fast growing economies in the world, and other countries, of course. You know what China has done? Is just solving problems. Look at the problem of communication. The people that work on phones and other things, they have just solved the problem of communication. Other problems that people have solved is transportation. Flights, you can fly to another country within hours and you do your business and come back. Somebody invented the planes. Other problems that people have solved, for example, artificial intelligence. Instead of you going to spend millions of dollars, CDs, rands, kwacha, pounds, dollars, and whatever currency you use to go into a studio and sing a song, artificial intelligence is making it very easy. Tell, put some text. This is the song I'm about to compose. It will polish it up, and you can also add your own voice and or other people's voice within a few minutes. The problem is solved. Your song is released. A book is released. You have an idea and you want to solve a problem, put it in writing, use different platforms and software models to help you polish your work, and then you're good to go. Your book can be released within a few weeks. You can do electronic uh, uh, paper, ebook, and people will be buying. So, what am I saying? Rich people solve problems. Last year, I coined this phrase to say, if you are not solving a problem, for example, this year, 2026, if you are not solving a problem, it is likely you are part of a problem. Did you hear me? Let me repeat that. If today or in 2026, if you are not solving a problem, it is likely that you are part of the problem. Life is all about solving problems. People are busy looking for problems. There are people that are complaining, oh, there is so much dirty around this community. Somebody will start a company to correct the same rubbish. You are complaining about the community being dirty. Somebody will come and say, you know what? Instead of just complaining about rubbish and things that are happening, I am going to solve the problem, set up a small company, start collecting rubbish, and then you pay me. They are solving a problem. Others is the problem of food. People will never stop eating. And you can just say, you know what? There are people who work here every day. And I'm going to open a small mobile restaurant. Go and do a survey. What type of food do they want? Move in and start selling them food during lunchtime. They'll buy and you make money. So what I'm saying is wealth creators or rich people, they think about solving problems. Poor people are looking for ways to avoid the problem. Are you a problem solver? You are on your way to riches. The other way of thinking, how rich people think, the difference between wealth and poverty is making an impact. Wealth creators, good people, think of how to make an impact in other people's lives. Poor people think how somebody can help them and make a difference in their lives. The wealth creators are thinking of ways to impact the community, the nation, the world. I have a friend of mine that they are doing some great business, and they are in all the parts of my country, all the borders of Zambia, rejuvenated freight solutions. They are doing great work. And every time I'm talking to their consultant, they're telling me, "Oh yeah, we are doing this. Next week we are in this other place, or we are surveying and trying to get this and this." Which problem are you solving? What work are you doing that is impacting your community, impacting people? You can start charity work. I do a lot of charity work, solving people's problems. There are problems everywhere. There are people that go around and look at people's windows. The owners of these houses, they have no idea that their windows are dirty. Somebody will show up with a bucket and cleaning materials and say, "Oh, can I clean your windows?" And then you pay me just a few coins. They are solving a problem. Others are just going to look at, okay, the surrounding here is not good. They have got a few equipments and they come and clear your surroundings and you pay them. What problem are you solving? Rich people solve problems. Poor people create problems or run away from problems. What else? When poor people want to impress, rich people are there to create impressions and also to make an impact and express how people can better their lives. Poor people are there to impress. They just want to impress people. Oh, you know what? I can wear that. I can do that. And they are not there to make any difference. Poor people don't want to make an impact. Rich people, wealth creators, they went to make an impact. Rich people, wealth people think of how to create wealth. Poor people want to look wealth. There's a big difference there. Poor people, have you noticed that poor people, they want to show off that they have bought the latest car in town? Rich people don't need to impress anybody. Poor people want to impress everybody. When they are paid, when they have got a bit of money, they want to show everybody that they've got money. They can eat out every day. Wealth creators, on the other hand, they don't have to impress you. They are busy creating wealth. Poor people wants to look wealth. while they are not wealth. They want to sound wealth and rich, and yet they don't have anything to show off. Rich people, they don't allow emotions to control them. Poor people are led by emotions. Wealth creators and rich people, they control emotions. Poor people and bad people, they let emotions lead them. That's why people take rage on others. You are driving on the road, somebody just comes and cuts in, and then you stop your car, you start arguing. Don't allow your emotions to control you. If anything, control your emotions. Good people, wealth creators, they control emotions. They are inspired by emotions and feelings. Poor people are controlled by emotions and feelings. Remember, emotions and feelings comes and go. You can't base your life on emotions. You can't live on emotions. They fluctuate. They are fickle. They are up and down. Why do you want to live life which fluctuates up and down? Wealth creators, the wealth are different from the poor. The wealth are inspired by emotions, say, oh, yeah, there is this thing that is happening and we need to work on it. The other way rich people do, or the difference between the rich and the poor, is that the rich, they work in silence and then results speak. The poor wants to show off. The poor, they like noise. I was talking to somebody, but you can tell that people are doing great things, the noise they make, and those who are not making noise. You'll be surprised how that they work in silence, and then before you realize, something big is coming up. Work in silence. Poor people like noise. Rich people think wealth. Poor people think I don't need wealth, and they resent those that are rich and who are making wealth. Rich work in silence, poor make noise. Rich people think wealth is a tool to make a difference in people's lives and in the world. Poor people think wealth is evil. But the rich people, they know to say, if I've got wealth, I can make a difference. I am going to make a difference. They use it as a tool. Poor people, they think wealth is evil. Rich people uses money to create wealth. Poor people use money or want money to spend. Which one are you? Are you just thinking to say, oh, the money that I have gotten, I'm going to spend it? Rich people, they use money to create more wealth. Poor people use money on spending. Don't be that naive. Poor people build liabilities. Wealth creators, they concentrate and build assets. The little money that you have, don't just go and buy expensive shoes. Somebody at one point was telling me a friend bought an handbag worth about £1,000. And I'm thinking at, oh, sure. For me, I can invest that money in real estate. So rich people borrow money to build assets. Poor people borrow money to spend on liabilities. Wealth creators, they'll borrow money so they can make more money and create assets. Poor people who borrow money to service their debt. They have borrowed somewhere, so they will go and borrow and pay where they borrowed first, and then start repaying where they borrowed second. That's not the best way to go. As we begin to wind up today on the power of thinking, the difference between wealth and poverty is the same. Rafe, tell me more. Rich people, wealth creators, they respect time. Poor people, they misuse time. They waste time. Do you know you can make more money, but you can't get more time? So don't waste it. Poor people waste time with endless scrolling. They are on their phones, on their tablets, on their computer all day long, scrolling endlessly, while wealth creators are busy creating wealth. And you notice that people waste a lot of time on things that are not adding value to their lives. I've decided to say every time I wake up in the morning, I'll not open any social media. Instead, I have to listen to some inspirational message for about 20, 30 minutes. And I do it every day. And I want to encourage you that find something that can inspire you. Find something that can help you. Rich people don't waste time. Poor people waste time. And in this generation of social media, scrolling endlessly. You can make more money, but you can't make more time. So don't waste your time. Rich people complete the task they started. Poor people and poverty will always want to not complete projects they start. Poor people never finishes their projects and things they start. Wealth creators, they want to complete what they started. Rich people learn every day. Poor people waste their days without learning anything. Rich people think complementary, they compliment others when good work is done. Poor people are in competition. Oh, they do that. We can do better than that. We are here to complement one another. And there are things that your thinking can hold you back. Good people, wealth creators, they don't complain, they compliment. Poor people complain on everything and blame everybody. They are conscious biases. And I was looking at this and I was thinking that a lot of people we've been spoiled by the way we think and the biases that we have developed. Some of the biases are confirmation biases. We are stuck in the way we see things, the way we perceive things. I'll give you an example in the Bible. The children of Israel came out of Egypt and they were on this journey for 40 years, long 40 years. Because they came out of slavery, even when God had set them free to go in the promised land, their thinking was still slavery. Somebody says you can take people out of slavery, but it's very difficult to take slavery out of their minds. How is your thinking? If you don't deal with your thinking, you destroy your destination. Your thinking is very important. God took the children of Israel within 24 hours. They were out of Egypt. They had stayed there for over 430 years. It took God one day to deliver them. But to get Egypt out of their minds, it took centuries for them, decades and centuries for them to be totally delivered from slavery. What am I saying? Biases. How do you see things? What are your philosophies? What are your beliefs? If you believe that you can't make it in life, you won't make it. The difference is the same. If you believe I can make it, I'm going to make it, you will make it. That's why you must tell your mind. Did you know that your mind doesn't know that what you are telling it is true or false. The more you repeat wrong stuff, the mind will believe. If you tell yourself a lie constantly, the mind will believe and will enforce that. And these are biases I want to share with you. They are biases, the bias of confirmation. When your mind is biased to say you can't pass driving test, when you fail, your mind and reasoning will find a reason to confirm what you believe. To say, I knew it that I couldn't make it. Why? You are just confirming your bias. That is called confirmation biasness. The other bias is the complexity biasness, whereby you have complicated your thinking and your life, and you think everything is complicated. So you don't want to attempt. But rich people, wealth people, they think, I can achieve this. Yes, it's difficult, but I'll find a way of achieving it. The other bias is community bias. Have you noticed that in the world, if a Black person does something good, the people of his community will enjoy to say, yes, we can do it, because they are associating with that biasness. If another person of another color does something, they don't want to support that. These are biases that we have developed along the way. But wealth creators and rich people, they overcome this biasness, knowing to say if they're going to make it in life, they have to drop these biases. The other biasness is comfort bias. People comfort themselves. If you are poor and you find poor people, you begin to comfort yourselves. Oh, you know what? You can't make it in life. Business is so difficult. Business is so tough. So you find something that can comfort you. Catastrophe bias. There are people that see catastrophe everywhere. They see problems. But what differentiates rich people and poor people? Rich people will see a problem and see an opportunity in it. Poor people will see problems and they are biased to say, oh, we knew this problem would come up, and I think it wasn't meant to be. So avoid these biases, conscious biasness, drop them. These are beliefs that you have sealed in your mind. Most people are in the cells and prison, not made of bars, but not made of metals, but made of mental bars, whereby you have sealed your mind with mental bars, not metal bars, whereby it's in your mind, it's not in reality. It is how you have wired yourself. But I'm here to encourage somebody as we begin to wind up. Your thinking is very important. How are you thinking? Are you thinking impossibilities or are you thinking possibilities? I came across some studies and reading. In China, there is a language where the word impossible does not exist. Even in the Hebrew and the Bible, the word, the things that you think it is impossible does not exist. That's what the Bible tells us. With people, you might think it is impossible, but with God, all things are possible. And to them that believe, all things are possible. Tell your mind, tell your thinking, I can do it. All things are possible. You will do it. Drop the biasness. The other thing that rich people, which differentiates rich people from poor people, is the way they look at failure. Wealth creators, rich people, they look at failure as a feedback. Oh, I failed. I can do it again. Did you know that Alibaba, which is a China company, Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, failed with the 30 job applications. One of the companies that rejected Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, is KFC. They refused to employ him. And he says, you know what? Went to back to China and he says, I'm going to start a business. Today, if you check Alibaba.com, it's a platform, it's a business that is worth billions of dollars. So rich people, wealth creators, they look at failure, they look at it as a setback and a feedback. Yes, I failed. Yes, I didn't pass my exam. Yes, I didn't finish college. Do you know majority of the wealthiest people in the world, they never completed university. So stop giving that excuse that you can't make it because you didn't have good education. A number of them were college dropouts. Look at the owner of Microsoft. Look at different people around the world that have made it in life. I've just given you an example of Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba. He was rejected. He couldn't get a job. 30 jobs, they said no, 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 no to his applications, including KFC. Today, Alibaba is wealthier than those who rejected him. Have people rejected you that you can't do it? Look at failure as a feedback. Keep going. Change your strategy. Steve Jobs, may he so rest in peace at Apple. I'm an Apple person. My watch is Apple. My laptop is Apple. My phone is Apple. My kids have pushed me into Apple products and I've come to love them. I never liked Apple products because of security features on them. And you forget your password. It's asking you for this, asking you for this. But today, I love this. But you go back in history and look at Steve Jobs. He's late now. He looked at the problem of communication. He looked at mobile phones, but those days in America, they call mobile phones as cellular phones. We had buttons. 20 years ago, our phones had buttons. There were no smartphones then, and we thought it was not possible to have a mobile phone where you can touch the screen. In those days, I was growing up. When I saw the first mobile, it was big with an aerial to get the signal. Steve Jobs went to his techs and as guys, we need a phone without buttons. I remember in those days we used to repair mobile phones. If some buttons comes off, you've been punching them, and some of them will come out, and some of them will fade off, and then you just memorize. Say A is there, B is there, 1 is there, 2 is there. Steve Jobs, may so rest in peace. He looked at the failure in the tech world to say, why are we having these phones with numbers and buttons? We can have a mobile phone, a smart mobile phone without numbers. You just touch screen and the things comes up. You went ahead and they invented that. When you look at people like Steve Harvey, the comedian, at one point, Steve Harvey was homeless. And he says, you know what? I'm homeless, but I can't stay here. I'm a funny person. I can create something out of my passion. He began to make jokes and comedy. Today, Steve Harvey owns his own planes. He can go to anywhere in the world. He's one of the richest comedians. Don't look at your failure as a final decision. I'm here to encourage somebody. I'll continue with this maybe some other time. Don't allow pain to kill you. Allow pain to take you into your passion. You might have gone through some hard things in your life. But today, my encouragement is change your thinking. If you can change your thinking, you can change your life. You can change your destiny. You may not stop the storms from rising, but you can prepare to overcome the storms and to prevent the storms from destroying you. How does that work and how does it start? Thinking. Your brain is a God given gift. And if you change your thinking, you change your destiny. Yes, it may take time. You might have gone through difficult situations in life. I understand. Yes, you might have come from a family which is not well to do. I understand. I come from a family where I thought we were rich, but we were poor. But I have grown up and I've changed my thinking, and I've reached a stage where I think all things are possible. I can do it with the help of God. I like what Apostle Paul in the Bible says, I can do all things through Jesus Christ who strengthens me. I'm here to encourage you. You can make it. Do me a favor, change your thinking. If you see negative things, see an opportunity. There's a language, I think, in Chinese where a risk is a situation with an opportunity in it. So when you see something, see an opportunity and what you can achieve. What is it that I can do? Look at a situation and begin to solve a problem. I enjoy taking pictures and all that stuff. And tomorrow I'll be at an event taking pictures, and people pay me for taking pictures and videos. What is it that you can do? Change your thinking. If you can change your thinking, you can change your destiny. God has given you this powerful gift, your brain. Think, look out for problems. I've been encouraging people, look out for problems. If you can see some problems anywhere, begin to think, how can I solve this problem and be paid for it? All the jobs that we do in the world, most of the jobs are there to solve a problem. I am a nurse on the other side. I am a pastor on another side. I do charity work on another side. I do content creation on another side and all that. What are we doing? Solving problems. If you are a nurse, if you are a doctor, you are solving health issues and people pay you for solving that problem. If you're a taxi driver, you are solving transport problem. My colleagues and friends at Rejuvenated Freight Solutions, if you want to deal with taxes and you have issues with disputes of taxation or you have been unfairly overcharged with money and all that, they can solve that problem for you. I've got these friends who can do that. I do other parts and bits. I'm good at content creation. I can create content. I can preach. I'm a preacher. I can do counseling and all that. What problem are you solving? I want you to think seriously. You're thinking. What is keeping you in poverty is your thinking. Poverty is more of the mind than the physical. If you can change your thinking, you can change your life, you can change your destiny, you can impact your generation. Think generationally. If you die today, what legacy are you leaving that the next generation can benefit from your contribution? Is there something that you can do to help as we wind up today? What's the difference between the rich, the wealth, and the poor? They are thinking. Start the day with good thoughts. Tell yourself, I'm going to make it today. I have a plan. I'm like an architecture. I have the drawing. I have it in my mind. Before I do it, before I execute it, I have a plan. Go out every day with a good plan. Think about strong foundation. Your thinking is a foundation. If it's strong, you're going to build great things and strong things will stand on it. Delayed gratification. If you're going to make wealth in this time generation, delay certain things. I am in I'm in real estate. I enjoy real estate. Building is my thing, and I am biased in that area. People will come and tell me, "Oh, there is this business where quick money by next year you're gonna get this." For me, I'm thinking now, if I buy 20 blocks, that building gonna move on. That's how I think. What are your thoughts? Delayed gratification. Invest for the future. What you are saving today will save you tomorrow. save to invest. Rich people act, poor people react. Rich people act and execute. Poor people react to things. Don't be a firefighter. Be a person that is proactive. Next year, this time, where do I want to be? I'm 50 years old. 10 years from now, where am I going to be? Think about the future. Plan for it. Rich people plan long term, poor people short term. Rich people invest in education and learning. Learning has never been so easy like the way it is today. You can learn any subject from the comfort of your living room. All you need is the internet. Stop using your phone with endless scrolling. You are scrolling and scrolling the whole day. You can use those gadgets to learn something new, to learn a new skill, to impact the world. Rich people leave impact on the sons of the world. Poor people leave regrets. Rich people think how to create wealth. Poor people think how to consume wealth. Rich people think possibilities. Poor people think who to blame. Today, I want you to get to take responsibility and begin to move forward. It's me, your friend, Nkole from the United Kingdom in Birmingham. It has been wonderful today just to share some few thoughts about the difference between wealth and poverty. The difference is the same. One is reacting, one is acting. One is creating, one is consuming. Do what you need to do. It all starts in your minds, in your thoughts. How are you going to tackle your life? I want to encourage somebody today. It's been wonderful. Use your thoughts. Your mind is the greatest asset that God has given you, and you can use it. And I want to encourage you that no matter what you've been through, you can always achieve great things. Nothing is impossible. All things are possible. And it's been wonderful. It's me, your friend, Reverend Simon in Birmingham. And I want to wish you all the best as you go into the weekend. And I know, yes, there are things that you might have wanted to achieve. You haven't achieved them yet. Tell your mind that you can and you will. It's been good to be with you. Keep smiling, keep moving. Use your mind. Think strategically and achieve great things in life. It's me, your friend, Reverend Simon. It has been wonderful being with you today.